97.3 Citi FM. Hello, good evening, and welcome to Eyewitness News. Coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. I am Sammy Wiafe, and tonight I'm here with
Ajibi Wiafe Akenting.
Coming up in the next 1 hour, 30 minutes.
The government has activated cooperation mechanisms with international law enforcement partners, including Interpol, as well as relevant immigration, cybersecurity, and financial intelligence agencies.
Ghana triggers Interpol request for the arrest of Russian national accused of publishing sexual images and videos of Ghanaian women without their consent. Also coming up on Eyewitness News.
We expect that for hospitals and health facilities, we enforce strict identification protocols for staff and for visitors, ensure babies are released only after proper verification, install and monitor CCTV.
Health Ministry demands enhanced security at health facilities following the stealing of a baby at the Mampobi Polyclinic here in Accra. Meanwhile, the Ghana Police Service says it has apprehended the suspected thief. And later, Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana seeks government intervention to save local tomato production in the wake of terror attacks on traders in Burkina Faso. And later on Point Blank, the New Patriotic Party, the MPP, says it will elect new national officers from September 18th to 20th, 2026. Stay with 97.3 Citi FM on this and other stories on Eyewitness News. Also coming up in business.
Producer price inflation for January 2026 declined marginally to 1.6%.
Eyewitness News is live on our affiliates across the country. Around the globe, we're on citinewsroom.com. And talking about affiliates.
In the Western region, we're live on 100.7 FM in Takwa, which is Adrimpa, Beach 105.5 FM and Sky 93.5 FM, both in Takrade. In the Bono region, you can tune in to Greener 95.9 FM in Sunyani. In the Ashanti region, it's Focus 94.3 FM in Kumasi and Orange 107.9 FM also in Kumasi. In the Volta region, we're live on Revival 99.3 FM in Tajewu and VOV Radio 95.7 FM in Hohoi. In the northern region, tune in to Radio Bimbala 91.9 FM, and in the upper east region, it's Quality 88.7 FM in Garu, and in the upper west region, tune in to Tungsong 97.3 FM in Wa.
You can join a conversation with your WhatsApp messages, and the number is 0539 986 996 0538 986 996. Well, we're told yesterday that there was an incident at the Mampobi Polyclinic here in Accra where the Ghana Police Service has arrested a woman in connection with the alleged theft of a new baby at the polyclinic. Now, the incident is reported to have occurred yesterday shortly after the mother had delivered, and videos of this has circulated on social media. We are told that the suspect has been arrested, and before the arrest, she was reportedly dressed as a nurse and was captured by security cameras carrying the baby and leaving the premises of the hospital. Let's get some details on this matter. And Superintendent Julian Obeng is the head of public affairs at the Accra Regional Police Command to tell us more. Good evening. Thank you very much for your time, ma'am. Could you give us details about this lady? Who is she and how was this arrest made?
Well, good evening, Sammy. Good evening to your listeners. So, yesterday we picked up information that a 4-day-old baby had been stolen from the Mampobi Polyclinic. We made efforts yesterday to have made an arrest, but it didn't work. And so we went on to the hospital to make some investigations, continued with investigations to some other places. Unfortunately for us, so they were able to arrest Latifa Egypti, who is 33 years old and is the top seller here in Accra. We arrested her at Kolebu Teaching Hospital, where we found her carrying a baby. We suspected that the baby had been stolen. So we took her back to Mampobi Police Station within the Dansoman Divisional Police Command, where we did some questioning and identification. Luckily, the mother of the baby came through and was able to identify the baby by a special mark, a birthmark that was on the left leg of the baby. So as we speak to you, Latifa is in the custody of the police, assisting with investigations. Baby has been reunited with the biological mother and is presently at medical facility for medical attention. Meanwhile, we have been able to help, as it were, improve security within the Mampobi clinic, and then, of course, extended it to other hospitals as well.
Has the lady in question told you reason behind this particular act of hers?
She's been speaking, but we are unable to discuss what she's been telling us. Hopefully, in a subsequent update, we should be able to share that information with you.
What happens to her now?
She's in custody assisting with investigations. By tomorrow, we should go to court.
And on what charges will be preferred against her?
Well, investigations are ongoing. I would be in a rush if I mention charges that will be preferred against her, because as investigations continue, the possibility that would have extra information coming through or additional information coming through that would change the charges that would want to prefer against her. So again, tomorrow when we're back from court, I should be able to give you an update and give you much more information as to the charges and what the court has also said about the case, or the direction the court has given.
You said investigations are still ongoing, but then let me find out from you, from the facility that this incident took place, what's the security there like? Is it that the security is that bad that anybody can just walk in dressed anyhow or dressed as a medical person and just, go in there to commit a crime like this?
I don't want to believe so, but I do think that going forward we can all come together to improve the security situation, not just at Mampobi Polyclinic, but of course any other facility.
I say a big thank you for your time. Superintendent Julian Obe is Head of Public Affairs at the Greater Accra Regional Police Command. Thank you very much for your time. Let's just stay on this matter and speak to the Health Ministry, because they've issued a statement in the wake of this matter and calling for enhanced security at the various health facilities across the country, not just the Mamplobi Polyclinic, but then all health facilities across the country. Tony Goodman is spokesperson for the Ministry of Health. Tony, good evening. Thank you very much for your time. In your statement, you say that there should be enhanced security in various public health facilities across the country. From your assessment, you think security is poor at these various health facilities?
Good evening to our listeners. Not correct in terms of whether or not the security is enhanced or not enhanced. What we have is a security that is actually working in the various hospitals across the country. However, you would definitely have some of these people around who would want to take advantage of some loophole in the system and then go in there. But we are only calling on the various hospital managers that the directive the minister gave some few months ago, so we should look at our systems and improve upon them. Where we have lapses, let's quickly address them.
You are from the Ministry of Health. Tony, how safe are mothers when they go to labor and then we cause such incidents? How safe are they and their newly born babies?
They are safe. They are safe. My brother, they are safe. As I said earlier, some of those things would happen. What is more important is we take advantage of some of those things and then improve upon the system. We've had a perfect system in the past, and then we have decided that this is a problem we need to improve on. Let's improve upon them. Remember in 2014-15 thereabout, there was this issue of theft in a particular hospital. Since then, we issued a directive that we should improve upon our security in the hospitals. You have these CCTVs installed in various hospitals across the country. You have security, an enhanced security situation in our hospitals. The bad one, the wicked one, is still around trying to also at least do what they want to do. But we have also asked our people to continuously improve upon the security. We will make sure that things are not seen in a hospital. Our security officers in the hospital look out for these bad ones. The other thing we've asked them to do is to make sure that whoever comes around is thorough search, is actually asked various questions. If you are not found around that area before this is the first time, there should be some questioning so that we can know who is where at that particular point.
How involved is the ministry in this particular incident? Do you want to set up a committee to investigate, or you just leave it for the Ghana police to deal with it?
This is the Ghana Police matter, and then the service aspect is also being handled by the Ghana Health Service. We are monitoring the situation, and we'll keep advising and making sure that we improve upon security.
Tony, thank you very much for your time. Tony Goodman is spokesperson for the Ministry of Health. This is Eyewitness News coming to you live from our studios here in Accra. Well, the Gender Minister, Agnes Na Momo Lati, was also at the Mampobi Polyclinic here in Accra to see the situation for herself. She spoke to journalists after witnessing what had happened.
By the grace of God, the good news in summary is that we found the baby. We want to say a big thank you to the whistleblower. We also want to say a big thank you to the police that they've been able to work to get the baby reconciled to the mother or united with the mother. This morning, the police can attest that yes, that is the baby. The parents have confirmed, and then the suspect is in the custody of the police case, and we are going to follow to make sure that baby, mother, and then everybody is safe. And then the suspect as well also needs some interrogation and then some support, and our social workers will also be on the case to make sure that we minimize or completely get rid of such baby cases or incidents in the hospitals. So
You are the Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection, Agnes Na Momo Lata. Meanwhile, the father of the baby has also been speaking to journalists, and he says that they will take legal actions against anyone involved in this matter.
I
am delighted because I haven't slept all night. The baby thief disguised herself as a nurse. I think security cameras should be provided in such a space to capture everyone who enters the space.
We are taking a legal action because the mom is being traumatized. Yes, so we have already spoken to our lawyer and we are taking it on.
You are the father of the baby stolen at the Mampobi Polyclinic here in Accra. This is Eyewitness News coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. In a short while, we'll speak to the Minister for Gender herself on this matter. Before that, we go for a quick break. When we come back, we'll try and establish contact with the Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection, Agnes Na Momo Lati.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Imagine making or collecting all payments without leaving your chair. Sounds like magic, right? Nah, it's Stanbic Pay.
As the Chief Financial Director of SBA Holdings Limited, payments from clients flow like magic through Stanbic Pay.
From school fees to utilities, government and statutory payment to investment, insurance payment, Hajj payment, and more. Just log on to Stanbic Pay and you're set for life. No Stanbic account, no queues, no stress, no last-minute panic.
Cherish your time and live happier in safety and convenience.
Just visit stanbicbank.com.gh or call 030-340-9212 or 055-676-0683 to get started.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're welcome back. Still listening to Eyewitness News coming to you live from our studios here in Accra. A few of your WhatsApp messages. Aka Paul in Ahafomim says, the Akapo from FM says Ghanaians are best known for being reactive to problems. We are now going to install CCTV cameras in various health facilities after a child was stolen. What a country we have. The personnel at the facility must be investigated thoroughly because I can't help but think that they were involved in this matter. We the people from Oyare Fa. Read more of your WhatsApp messages sending to us on this matter. But then let's go to the Ministry of Communications because the minister held a press conference today on a very sensitive matter.
The Ministry of Communications, Digital Technology and Innovation has announced that Interpol processes have been activated to address the perpetrator who allegedly shared non-consensual intimate images of Ghanaian women. According to the ministry, the Russian ambassador was invited to the ministry this morning to discuss appropriate steps in prosecuting the offender. Addressing the press in Accra, Sector Minister Samuel Nati George stated that the conduct of the culprit constitutes a criminal offence under both Ghanaian and Russian law.
In view of the transnational nature of this matter, together with the Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection, Honorable Dr. Agnes Namo Molate, we held a formal engagement with the Russian ambassador to Ghana, His Excellency Sergei Betnikov, this morning to brief him on the status of our investigations and to formally submit a detailed brief through diplomatic channels. During our meeting with the ambassador, we reiterated that the government of President John Dramani Mahama is committed to Ghana's constitutional duty of protecting its citizens and ensuring accountability for crimes committed against Ghanaian citizens. The ambassador, in his response, acknowledged receipt of our brief and confirms that the information we had shared with him will be transmitted to authorities in Moscow for further consideration. While he noted that there's currently no extradition treaty between Ghana and the Russian Federation, he indicated that the alleged conduct of the gentleman also constitutes a criminal offense under Russian law and assured us of continued diplomatic engagements. In addition, the government has activated cooperation mechanisms with international law enforcement partners, including Interpol, as well as relevant immigration, cybersecurity, and financial intelligence agencies.
That was the Minister for Communications, Digital Technology and Innovation, Samuel Nati George.
Let's get some reaction on this matter and speak to Patrick Boama. He's the Member of Parliament for the Okankwe Central Constituency and a member of the Foreign Affairs Committee of Parliament. Thank you very much for your time, Patrick Boama. The Minister says they may trigger Interpol arrest in this matter. I've heard you say that because we do not have a treaty with Russia, that will be difficult to do, so especially at the extradition side. What do you make of the Minister's response in this matter?
Thank you very much. Good evening, Sammy, and good evening to your cherished listeners and good people of Okankwe. I believe we had discussion a couple weeks ago. Minister's request for the said Russians' extradition to Ghana. It's clear from the discussion and from the statement that the Russians have indicated that they don't to waive their right to extradite their nationals to Ghana, even though they were going to enforce their local laws to deal with any Russian who's breached any laws overseas. That is final, and that is the import of the statement that I just read and also heard from your airwaves.
So it means then that there's nothing we can do about it, or is something we can do about it?
The only thing we can do is if the said Russian is found in any jurisdiction that Ghana has a treaty with, a extradition treaty with, then we can seek an enforcement of that.
But how easy?
We cannot, because for now, it's been established from what you just said that the gentleman is a Russian national. A couple of days ago when we spoke, I asked whether there's been a complainant in this matter. To date, I haven't had any answer in the affirmative, because somebody must complain, make a formal complaint. A charge has to be preferred against the third Russian before extradition arrangements can be triggered. Here's a situation where the third person is not, his country is not willing to comply or waive their right under any bilateral arrangement. We don't have an extradition treaty with them. All we can pray for is that the Russian authorities themselves take the matter up in their country and deal with it in accordance with their domestic laws, if they so wish.
Sam George, in his press conference today, said a majority of the women have filed complaint at the CID. The more reason why they are triggering these processes.
So the fact that you file a complaint doesn't mean you satisfy the entire legal procedure. A charge sheet has to be prepared. It has to be taken to court. Other legal steps have to be taken. So I leave that with the state to follow the legal processes. And then whether the state will succeed in getting someone whose country is not willing to waive any right of their national to have them extradited, I leave that with the state to pursue.
Well, Mama, from what you are saying, then it's going to be a cumbersome process then?
That's what I see, but government is powerful. I don't know what government wants to do. And I'm speaking from a legal standpoint that it's going to be very difficult, especially when the person has told you that they don't have an extradition treaty with you.
So then again, what happens to the women who are involved in this in this whole matter? There's no hope inside. We should just give up.
I read that the government was prepared to give them emotional and psychological support and what have you.
Yes, the gender minister announced that.
So that's what government is seeking to do to support them for now. Apart from that, I don't know. Government did not offer any financial assistance or any other free legal services to them. I don't know if legal aid is taking on the matter on behalf of the complainants. I don't know if CTFM has seen any complaints at the CID or any police station. Well, those are matters that we must all investigate before we can make further comments.
Does it mean anybody or any foreigner can just walk into the country, embark on such an adventure like this Russian, and just walk away free because of issues of treaty and the criminalities involved? Is that how it is? Anybody can just do anything like this?
From what I've heard, is that the gentleman came prepared to undertake this exercise. He came prepared to do that, and we must all be very careful in this country. Those issuing visas at our duty posts and our missions must do a thorough job on anyone who's coming to the country, and that has to be the work of the foreign service officers at the post, and also the immigration officers here, and also citizens being selfless. There's a lot of greed around, and people just fall for anything. And it's very important that we as citizens also have to be very careful not to be coerced into activities that will embarrass our country and ourselves. So we all have to be very careful.
For some of the victims who are listening to you, what will you tell them?
They should be very careful in every activity that they embark on, and take legal steps. If they have lawyers to support them, they will do it. They should seek the assistance of their lawyers. And also the state is providing emotional and psychological support for them. So that's all I can say. That's the advice I can give them.
Patrick, thank you very much for your time. Patrick Boama is the Member of Parliament for the Okankwe Central Constituency and a member of the Foreign Affairs Committee of Ghana's Parliament. This is Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. A few of your WhatsApp messages, but before we read some of your WhatsApp messages, let's go back to our earlier story where we were told of a baby incident, a theft of a baby at the Mamplobi Polyclinic. And this morning, the Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection was at the hospital and met the mother of the baby. And we are told that the family, the baby has reunited with the mother. Let's speak to her now and get details on this matter. Dr. Agnes Namumulati is the Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection. Ma'am, good evening. Thank you very much for your time. What briefing do you have on this particular incident, please?
Thank you very much. Let me thank you for having me this evening. I also want to thank the general public, the media, the police, the community around Mamprobi, and then the whistleblower for the good job that they've done. And I do this on behalf of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, who has been very interested and has followed keenly the development of this thing since it happened. And so this morning, by the grace of God, with the help of a whistleblower, the police was able to rescue the little baby and reunited the baby with the mom. And as we speak, they are receiving medical attention. And as of this afternoon, they had taken care of the baby, and the mother was also being cared for. And the suspect is in custody. And so that is what I can see by way of update.
The information we picked up from the lady in question, the suspect, is that she also gave birth at the same facility, and that it was issue of mistake. She took the wrong baby instead of her baby. Is that what you were also told?
Okay, it didn't come out. It didn't come out like that. But then she had said that it was her baby, and she had been asked to breastfeed the baby, and so she attempted to breastfeed the baby, but unfortunately there wasn't any breast milk, and so that was the first suspicion. And then personally, I confirmed, her husband came over, and I spoke with the husband, and they haven't had a child since they got married. And so the issue of mistaking baby or identity, I can't speak much to that. But the fact I know is that she hasn't delivered yet. She hasn't given birth yet.
What about the reports you're also getting that the lady in question also says she's related to the father of the baby? You had that briefing too?
Okay, I didn't have that briefing that she's related to the father of the baby. No, I didn't get that briefing. And she didn't say much to that as well. She didn't.
What's the state of the mother after your engagement with her?
The biological mother of the baby.
Yes.
Obviously, she's happy, she's relieved, but she went through shock, and she's been under a lot of stress, and so it will take a while for it to wear off. And so, with the needed support, I think she can recover quickly. One of the things I did was to put the social worker for that hospital on her case, so that her recovery can be speedy, and that is what we are looking at. But she's from all indications very happy. So is the father of the baby.
Away from this matter, you today joined the communications minister to address a press conference on this Russian guy who was in town to video and take pictures of our ladies. At that particular press conference, you announced plans to offer some support to this woman. What exactly are you offering to these ladies?
Thank you very much. This story, since it came, some have been charitable, but largely we've not been too charitable with our ladies. But the latest development from engaging the ladies was that not all the ladies had an affair with the man. However, he took shots of all of them, and so he just splashed it on social media. And so all of them, even those he had affair with and those he didn't, one way or the other are traumatized. Even if they did it, if he did it with their consenting to it, that is the affair. They are traumatized that it is out in the public. And the story behind the pictures is what is actually killing most of them and making them feel suicidal. They have some have partners, some have relations who are equally traumatized. And so reaching out to them is one of the first things to do. After reaching out to them, in fact, by the grace of God, His Excellency is linking up with another psychologist, aside what the social welfare officers do, to be able to support them, because all of us make mistakes one way or the other, but the ability to recover and not take hope away from any individual is very critical. So with the help of His Excellency, that professional help will also go to some of them, those who want or are willing to engage. And the ministry is collaborating with the other ministries like communication to ensure that to a large extent this doesn't reoccur, or it doesn't give way for others to also take advantage of the country or the women within the country or any citizen for that matter. And that is the more reason why we want to join forces to make sure that we stop this gentleman and any like-minded persons.
Have you met?
So apart from the psychosocial support, any other way they feel they can be helped to find the strength and energy to confront the current situation, the ministry is poised to support them.
Have you met any of these ladies?
Yes, I have. I have met, yes.
And what has been the engagement with them?
In fact, they are so scared and shocked and shameful, if I can say. They are quite shameful about it. Some over time are trying to develop what we say a thick skin, but by and large, it's gotten to them. People's reaction to it, and then the narrative behind the pictures. Even those who did not have an affair and are very confident that if they should go into any system where the videos are linked, they will not find any video of them. They are even traumatized. And let me say that some of these ladies are very respectable ladies that will otherwise not have even gone near such a thing. But this is the situation they find themselves in. They are willing to get any available support to get out of it. And so we appreciate all the kindness that others are showing to them now. And we work with them, those who are willing. Those who are yet to reach out to us, you could still come either in person or you call our toll-free numbers, and then we assure you of high confidentiality and to ensure that we give you the necessary support to face tomorrow.
Interesting how these ladies are coming out with this issue. But then finally, before I really let you go, on this same matter, though, we understand a number of complaints have been filed at the police CID, hoping some actions will be taken against this gentleman. At this press conference, the communications minister announced plans to trigger Interpol request on this. Is that the hope that it will get this man down to be tried on this matter?
Obviously, from the conversation we've had with the Russian ambassador, and let me say a big thank you to him for availing himself and willingness to collaborate with the state to ensure that we bring this perpetrator to book. We are grateful to him. However, they are not going to not Interpol not doing its work, but according to them, according to him, the laws of the land will not give their land will not give any of their citizens up for those legal processes. Even if we do it in absentia, it will not be done replicated in Russia. But the good thing about this whole thing is that once the individuals have reported and we go through the processes and are successful up to Interpol level, then what it means is that he will be confined to Russia, because when he comes out, then whichever state or Interpol can then basically effect the arrest, and then he will be dealt with. So it is to avoid him repeating what he's done to Ghana or any other country for that matter. And so I think that it is worth the effort. It is worth the effort.
Honorable Minister, thank you very much for your time, and I wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Now Mumulate is the Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection. This is Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. We'll go for a quick break. When we come back, we'll hear from the Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana and why they believe that government should intervene to save the local tomato production in the wake of the terror attack in Burkina Faso.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Momo. It has made life happen in lots of good ways.
Mr. Kwanzaa, Minsaka insurance claim no.
It has put together beautiful weddings. It has filled the bellies of boys at their favorite watchy joint.
My guy, stop. Who they chop cancel these days?
It has made millions of businesses possible.
Minsaka no. We are back in business.
With just a few taps, money moves faster, easier, and safer. Momo understands the weight of your trust in us. We continuously enhance security with features like self-paying research to help you protect your money. Momo will only call you with 0244 300,000. No MTN or Momo staff will call or ask for your PIN or one-time password. Do not transfer funds to anyone whose identity you have not verified. Do not approve any prompts you have not initiated. Momo, still Munsaka.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Google me. At what time when you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Cause now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind self be the 3-in-1 action no. Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a feel the gobe too small.
Go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Are you ready to revolutionize the future of agriculture? The Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, in partnership with the Ghana Exim Bank, proudly presents the Ghana Agrotech Fair 2026. The fair will feature exhibitions, market linkages, masterclasses, and workshops on climate-smart farming, digital tools, and export development. Join us at the Black Star Square from March 17 to March 19 at 9 a.m. each day. The President of the Republic, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, will be assisted by the Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, the Honorable Elizabeth Ofusui-Jari, and the Chief Executive of the Ghana Exim Bank, Honorable Sylvester Adina Mensah, to open the fair. Government agencies, agrotech firms, startups, farmers, financial institutions, and the general public are all welcome. To exhibit or for inquiries, call 0559 679326 or 0242 585419. Media partners: Daily Graphic, Media General, Radio Gold, Citi FM, and Channel 1 TV. Ghana Agrotech Fair 2026, transforming agribusiness through local innovation and technology.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're welcome back. You're still listening to Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. Let's do some other stories. And the Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana is urging government to fast-track irrigation expansion and scale up agricultural investment following the killing of some Ghanaian tomato traders in Burkina Faso. The association says the incident has exposed Ghana's heavy dependence on imported tomato. Now, the association warns that any sustainable disruption in cross-border trade could drive up tomato prices and deepen food insecurity. Let's go on to the phone line and speak to Wepia Adu Awa. He's the president of the Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana. Mr. Adu, good evening. Thank you very much for your time. In your statement, you want government to invest more in local tomato production. What exactly do you mean by that?
Yeah, thank you very much, and good evening for having me. We want to urge the government to relook at irrigation facilities in this country. You know, we have been calling for the construction of the Kwalugu multipurpose dam. If that dam is fully constructed, farmers along that place can do all year-round farming, and is going to help us be able to produce so much tomatoes in Ghana to meet the demand, so that our farmers will not, or market traders will not risk their life crossing into Burkina Faso to go and buy tomatoes, where this unfortunate incident happened. They have been attacked by terrorists here and there. Ghana has the potential, like we indicated in the statement. We have the soil, we have the climate, research institutions. All what we need is a policy direction for Ghana to be able to achieve self-sufficiency when it comes to tomato production.
In your statement, you said that in the year 2024 alone, Ghana spent close to $22.3 million to import tomato. And you believe that we can produce this quantity that we need here in Ghana without going to Burkina Faso and other neighboring countries?
Oh, yes. We believe that if government is going to take this policy seriously, the irrigation for wealth policy that was launched by the Minister of Food and Agriculture last year across the country, if government is going to invest in irrigation facilities, we are going to expand, we are going to support the production, research institutions are going to come out with drought and disease resistant varieties, and then of course Ghana should be able to produce. You can imagine $22 million what you could have done. That money could have gone to Ghanaian tomato farmers, and they are going to expand production. It's going to create employment for this country, and we cannot, you see, this situation exposes the vulnerability of Ghana's food imports. It started with COVID-19. We saw what happened when many countries were closing their borders. The Russia-Ukraine war, prices of food skyrocketed, and now we are having these terrorist attacks in Burkina Faso. So what it means is that it's a wake-up call for Ghana to sit up and invest in irrigation. Let's have the policy direction. Let's support the vegetable farmers, and of course, Ghana has the potential to become self-sufficient when it comes to vegetable production, particularly in tomatoes.
Do you think we are likely to see some shortage on the market because the traders who go to Burkina Faso to bring this vegetable decide that because of fear they may not be able to go in the immediate term? Do you envisage a shortage in any way?
Of course, if you look at our production in Ghana, and then Ghana is, we are almost importing about 90% of fresh tomatoes from Burkina Faso. With these terrorist attacks, obviously, it's going to instill fear in people. And if the traders are not able to cross the border to bring in the fresh tomatoes, and you look at Ghana's production, we're looking at our consumption, which is over 800,000 metric tons. And if you look at our production, around 420,000 metric tons, obviously there's a deficit. There is a gap. So we rely on imports to be able to fill this gap. So if these terrorist attacks continue, fear is going to be instilled into the people. They can't cross the border to bring tomatoes. They're going to have a shortfall. Prices are going to skyrocket as we saw in the past. And if that happens, government whole idea of maintaining inflation as a single digit is going to be defeated, because it's the food component of inflation that is driving down the inflation. So I think it's a wake-up call for government, for policy makers to sit up and let us consider as a sort of agency to invest critically in vegetable production especially in the tomato subsector, is very key to us. So this is a wake-up call. And we as farmers are ever ready to assist and support government with whichever policies that comes out, so that together we can produce enough tomatoes to meet the demand and possibly even become a net exporter of vegetables in the sub-region.
In the immediate term, how do we take advantage of this situation? In the immediate term?
Yeah, so in the medium term, that is what quickly we're looking at. All irrigation facilities in Ghana that require rehabilitation, we have to look at them. Government has to also look at supporting farmers with inputs for production, inputs of new varieties, drought resistances, and we have to pay special attention to the tomato subsector under the vegetable farming. So stakeholders can quickly come around the table for us to look at in the immediate term what is required. Like I say, irrigation is very key. We can't continue to rely on rain-fed agriculture because of climate change. So this, we believe, government could easily bring all stakeholders together. Then we begin serious investment in the tomato production area, because we can't sit down until things get out of hand before we begin to look at what we do. So this is an opportunity for us to pay special attention to tomato production and, of course, other vegetables across the country. And we are also using this opportunity to still urge the buffer stock company to mobilize the surplus rice, the grains that we have. That is the soya, the rice, and cassava, even tubers down south. We need to be able to buy all this from the farmers, because we speak, the maize glad, we have a lot of cassava in the system. If buffer stock is not able to mobilize this by supporting the farmers, we are sure that it's going to discourage farmers from going into further production, and all that is going to have an impact on supply and subsequently on the prices of food that we see in the market.
Wapia, thank you very much for your time. Wapia Adu-Awal is the president of the Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana. This is Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studios here in Okrojubi. What do you have?
The Ghana Cocoa Board has announced that 237 million Ghana cedis has been paid to cocoa farmers for 50,000 metric tons of cocoa. The head of public affairs at Cocoa Board, Jerome Sam, made the announcement in a Facebook post. The disclosure comes amid a crisis in Ghana's cocoa sector, where farmers have complained of delayed payments since November 2025. Away from that, the Minister for Roads and Highways, Governs Kwame Agboja, has identified the 23 billion cedi cocoa road contracts awarded between 2023 and 2024 as one of the key factors contributing to the current crisis in the cocoa sector. Answering questions in Parliament, the minister stated that Cocoa Board's loss of focus on cocoa production has had a dire impact on the sector.
The entire cocoa road program has been so badly handled that I consider that as one of the bases of the problem Cocoa Board is having right now. From 2017, if you award in 2023 alone, 2023-24, 23 billion cedis worth of cocoa project, that is more than all the syndication you can ever get in a year. It means Cocoa Board lost focus. They were not concentrating on cocoa production. They were focused on procurement, and that is why President Mahama directed that no more Cocoa Board indulging in cocoa road, rather focus on cocoa production and marketing so that our farmers will get the best value for their labor.
Minister for Roads and Highways, Kwame Governs Agboja. Away from that, Chief Justice Paul Bafuboni has dismissed the petition seeking the removal of the chairperson and deputies of the Electoral Commission. President John Dramani Mahama had referred 7 petitions against the leadership of the Electoral Commission of Ghana, as well as 3 others targeting the office of the Special Prosecutor. In a statement released from the office of the President, it was indicated that no prima facie case had been established to justify further action on the petitions, including those concerning the Special Prosecutor.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Mr. Kojo, 1 minute before you go to work. The AC you said you want to fix, it won't work.
Why?
Because the electrician will come and chisel my wall. It will make my building weak. Wait, is that a puppy? No animals in my house,
Kojo knows all the challenges about renting. That was his reality until he discovered Republic Bank. With Republic Bank's flexible mortgage solutions, you can move from tenant to homeowner quickly. Imagine stepping into your own home, a place for your family to grow and create memories. Big up. Join the Republic Verse. Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Get the details. Every significant financial transaction, every market movement, and all the policies that affect your business. Citi Business News. Be informed.
Time now for Citi Business News on Eyewitness News, brought to you by Republic Bank. We are the one for you. Join the Republic first. Do more, shine more, big up. I am Ijibi Wiafe Akintin. Let's settle for the details of our stories. Latest data from the Ghana Statistical Service show that producer price inflation declined marginally to 1.6% in January 2026 from the 1.9% recorded in December 2025. This represents a 0.3 percentage point drop. Here is more.
The figures indicate that on a year-on-year basis, the ex-factory prices of goods and services increased by 1.6% between January 2025 and January 2026. However, on a month-on-month basis, producer prices rose sharply by 3.3% in January 2026 compared to a contraction of 0.8% in December 2025, pointing to renewed short-term price momentum. Sectorial data show mixed trends across the economy. Mining and quarrying, which carries the largest weight of 43.7% in the PPI basket, recorded a year-on-year inflation rate of 3.7% in January 2026, up from the 3.3% in December 2025, a 0.3 percentage point increase. In contrast, the manufacturing sector, which accounts for 35% of the index, saw inflation fall sharply to negative 2.2% in January 2026 from 0.1% in December 2025. A decline of 2.3 percentage point. Electricity and gas recorded a significant jump in year-on-year inflation to 14.8% in January 2026.
Emmanuel Pong filed that Business Desk report after years of financial distress that pushed it to the edge and triggered property seizures. The producer buying company PBC has announced the nationwide reopening of its buying centers. This signals a determined effort to reclaim its place in Ghana's cocoa trade. Addressing a press briefing in Accra, Managing Director of PBC Seydou Yonye outlined plans to stabilize operations and rebuild stakeholder trust.
To protect farmers from payment risks, we strongly advise farmers to transact business exclusively with the state-owned PBC Limited or other LBCs with verifiable offices and structures. This would mitigate counterparty risks and ensure payment security. Selling to unauthorized buyers expose you to significant payment risks.
That was the Managing Director of PBC, Seydou Nyonye. Away from that, growth in Ghana's money supply eased sharply in late 2025, reflecting the impact of the central bank's tight monetary policy stance and sustained liquidity management operations. According to the January 2026 monetary policy report by the Bank of Ghana, annual growth in broad money supply slowed to 16.5% in December 2025, down from 31.9% a year earlier. The moderation points to a significant deceleration in liquidity expansion across the economy, consistent with efforts to rein in inflationary pressures. There's more in the following report.
The moderation was largely driven by developments in net foreign assets. The contribution of net foreign assets to liquidity growth declined from 26.3% in 2024 to 10% in 2025. This was mainly due to the appreciation of the Ghana Citi, which reduced the domestic currency value of foreign-denominated assets. In addition, foreign assets accumulation in the banking sector was more subdued relative to the strong external inflows recorded in 2024, further dampening net foreign assets contribution to money supply growth. In contrast, the contribution of net domestic assets rose modestly to 6.6% from 5.6% in December 2024. This development was largely underpinned by a sharp turnaround in net claims on government and a significant increase in other items net. The contribution of net claims on government to net domestic asset growth rose to 5.9% in December 2025, compared with a contraction of 1% in the same period last year, reflecting part increased bank appetite for government securities. Other items net accounted for 13.2% of broad money supply growth, a marked reversal from the negative 4% recorded in December 2024.
Daniel Sakite filed that news desk report. Moving on, the Industrial and Commercial Workers Union and the General Agricultural Workers Union GAWU of the Trades Union Congress are demanding an immediate reversal of salary cuts imposed on senior and management staff of the Ghana Cocoa Board. In a joint statement, the union said the decision was taken without consultation and in violation of established labor laws and collective agreements. Andrew Adukwe is the General Secretary of the General Agricultural Workers Union.
Salaries of workers in Ghana are negotiated, and any touch of the salary must go through by law the processes of negotiations. We are calling generally for reversal of all the salaries that were cut off or reduced. We are calling generally for the reversal of that decision and the continuous engagement of the appropriate institutions that deal with salaries within the industry. That is GAWU and ICU and the management of Cocoa Board. And because these processes have not been followed and it is not in consonance with the laws of Ghana in terms of the collective agreements we have and also the labor policy.
That was the General Secretary of the General Agricultural Workers Union, Andrews Adokwe Tego. The Cashew Traders and Exporters Association of Ghana is urging the government to back its ambitious plan to end raw cashew exports with concrete policies and targeted investments, cautioning that the country is not yet ready to sustain large-scale local processing. President John Dramani Mahama has unveiled plans to significantly expand domestic processing as tree crops, including cashew, share and rubber, aiming for 50 to 60% annual local processing. In an interview with Citi Business News, Chairman of the association Alex Owusu emphasized the urgency of preparing the sector for this transition.
That has been the dream of this country ever since we started. But the point is that for the processing bit, we are not there yet because there are certain parameters that we need to meet. Number one is energy, the cost of energy, cost of labor, and also the availability of labor, that the labor turnover, because we had a plant in Techiman that myself and my partners, we started. You can employ laborers, train them for 6 months, bring foreigners to take them through all the process. In the next 1 year, I can promise you that we employ 500, it will be left with 150, 350 are gone. So that is one aspect of it. The other aspect is that we need to understand what our people in Cote d'Ivoire are doing, whereby the trade is basically Ghanaian owned.
You heard the chairman of the Cashew Traders and Exporters Association of Ghana, Alex Owusu Eje. And that's all for Citi Business News on Eyewitness News, brought to you by Republic Bank. We are the one for you. Join the Republic verse, do more, shine more, big up. I am Ijibi Wiafe Akenti. Up next is Point Blank.
Mr. Kojo, 1 minute before you go to work. The AC you said you want to fix, it won't work.
Why?
Because the electrician will come and chisel my wall. It will make my building weak. Wait, is that a puppy? No animals in my house, oh.
Kojo knows all the challenges about renting. That was his reality until he discovered Republic Bank. With Republic Bank's flexible mortgage solutions, you can move from tenant to homeowner quickly. Imagine stepping into your own home, a place for your family to grow and create memories. Big up. Join the Republic Verse. Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Ago Ghana. This much, we don't just remember where we're from, we celebrate who we are.
Our stories, our culture, our rhythm, our pride. And it all begins with an evening designed to set the tone for an unforgettable Heritage Month. Join us as we officially launch the Heritage Month 2026 in grand style, color, and culture. Date is Wednesday, 25th February 2026. The venue is the Channel 1 TV Gardens. The time is 5:30 p.m. prompt. It will be an evening of culture, conversation, music, fashion, and storytelling as we unveil the exciting lineup of events and programs specially curated for you this March. From powerful cultural experiences to engaging community moments to celebrations that connect generations. The Heritage Month 2026 promises something for everyone. This is more than a lunch. It's a gathering of cultural lovers, a meeting of tradition and modern expression, a night that sets the heartbeat for the month ahead. The Heritage Month Launch 2026, an evening you truly cannot afford to miss. We will see you there. This event is strictly by invitation.
Kuma has always dreamt of commanding his own military forces.
Attention! Eyes right, stand at ease.
Because that dream is still a vision in progress, he spends his time commanding his money with the EcoBank mobile app.
Operation Supplier Payment. Dispatch 1,000 units of currency from Accra to Benin. Move! Move!
Sometimes he wants a little extra control so that he can buy only what he needs.
Command Center mobile app. Activate virtual card protocol and initiate payments for sneakers and t-shirts. Abort mission for leather coat payment.
Even when the general is fast asleep, his standing order marches out to sort his bills. With the EcoBank mobile app, you can command your money to make safe transactions in Ghana and across 33 African countries. Download the EcoBank mobile app on the Play or App Store today.
By the left, about turn.
EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. EcoBank will never call or send an SMS asking for your PIN, OTP, bank card, or Ghana card details.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
You're welcome back. You're still listening to Eyewitness News, and this is Point Blank. On Point Blank tonight, we go to the headquarters of the New Patriotic Party, the NPP, because the party has announced date for its internal elections, starting from the polling station to national. The General Secretary of the party, Justin Frimpong-Kodia, today addressed a press conference where the party outlined modalities for the election of officers who run the affairs of the party for the next 4 years. Let's go to the party headquarters and listen to the General Secretary of the party, Justin Frimpong-Kodia.
Face to face on Channel 1 TV today.
The party begins our internal elections with the continuation of registration of members. If you all recall, somewhere in November 2025, I issued a memo to the constituency and regional party respectively to start our party registration at the various polling stations and further to organize polling station meetings. So we are continuing with that process, and that process starts from 1st of March to 31st March 2026. That will be registration of members. The data entry of members who have been registered shall be between 1st April to 10th April 2026. After data entry will be verification of registered members. That will be from 14th to 16th of April 2026. Once this exercise is completed, the party will kickstart our internal elections. It starts with opening and closing of nominations for polling station elections, which shall be between 20th to 24th April 2026. Vetting for polling station aspirants will be from 25th to 30th April 2026. Appeals will be from 1st to 4th May 2026. The notice of poll will be from 6th to 9th of May 2026. The elections of our polling station executives will be from 10th to 16th May 2026. Then data entry and validation of polling station executive album will be from 17th to 21st May 2026. When we are done with the polling station elections, we'll move straight to electoral area executive committee elections. Open and closing of nominations for electoral area elections shall be from 23rd to 25th of May 2026. The vetting will be from 26th to 31st May 2026. Then appeals will be received from 1st to 4th June 2026. Notice of poll will be from 5th to 8th June 2026. Elections of our electoral area executives will be from 10th to 15th June 2026. Then data entry and validation of electoral area executives will be from 16th to 20th June 2026. In all these activities, the responsible office for all these activities will be the Constituency Executive Committee and the Regional Steering Committee, with oversight responsibility by the National Secretariat. For Constituency Executive Committee elections, open and closing of nominations shall be from 22nd to 24th of June 2026. Vetting shall be 25th to 27th of June 2026. Appeals shall be received from 28th to 30th June 2026. Then notice of polls will be from 2nd to 5th July 2026. Elections of constituency officers shall be from 11th to 12th July 2026. Then data entry and validation of constituency executive album will be from 13th to 26th July 2026. Then we move on to chapter and external branch elections. For MPP, when we speak of chapter and external branch, it refers to our diaspora party, our brothers and sisters who are in the diaspora. For chapter elections, opening, closing of nominations, vetting, appeals, elections, data entry, and validation of album is expected to take place within this period, 20th June to 19th July 2026. Branch elections shall be between branch opening and closing of nominations, and vetting, appeals, data entry, and validation of albums shall be from 15 July to 9th August. 15 July to 9th August 2026. It's expected that opening, closing of nominations, vetting, appeals, elections, data entry, and validation of the diaspora album would have been completed. Then we proceed to regional executive committee elections. Opening and closing of nominations for regional executive elections shall be from 15 to 17 July 2026. The vetting shall be from 20th to 23rd July 2026. Appeals shall be from 24th to 26th July 2026. Then notice of poll shall be from 27th to 30th July 2026. The elections of regional executive officers shall be from 8th to 9th August 2026. Then data entry and validation of regional executive album shall be from 10th to 23rd August 2026. Now to the matter of all elections, national elections. National executive elections are as follows, the processes and the procedures. Opening and closing of nominations shall be from 10th to 14th of August. Filing of nominations shall be from 15th to 17th August. Vetting of aspirants shall be from 20th to 23rd of August 2026. Release of vetting report shall be on the 25th of August. Appeals shall be taken from 28th to 29th of August. Then the elections shall be held between 18th to 20th of September 2026. So, ladies and gentlemen, these are the timelines for the party's internal elections. Because of these timelines, National Council took notice of the fact that the tenure of office of some officers would expire in the course of these elections or before these elections. And therefore, by the power vested in National Council, it is established as follows: that polling station executive tenure has been extended from 5th March to 16th May 2026. Electoral area coordinators has been extended from 20th March to 15th June 2026. Constituency executive tenure has also been extended from 24th April to 12th July 2026. Chapter executive tenure has been extended from 24th April to 19th July. Branch executives, which I mean are diaspora branch, not the other branch. And I know the other branch. We are talking about MPP diaspora branch. From 22nd May 2026 to 9th August 2026. Regional executives from 22nd May to 9th August 2026. The national executives from 16th July to 20th September 2026. Ladies and gentlemen, with this done, I have to take you through the guidelines for our internal elections. And this will take time, so I plead with you to exercise patience whilst I take you through the guidelines for our internal elections 2026. These rules and regulations governing the conduct of the party's internal elections are made pursuant to Article 18 and other relevant provisions of the Constitution of the New Patriotic Party as amended, which vests the National Council with the authority to prescribe guidelines for the effective administration and operation of the party at all levels. Guided by the findings and recommendations of Okwe Elections Review Committee on the party's 2024 electoral performance, especially concerns about the delegate system and organizational structure, the party has resolved to undertake comprehensive reforms to strengthen its internal democratic processes. Determined to entrench discipline, orderliness, transparency, and fairness in the conduct of internal elections, these rules and regulations affirm the party's enduring commitment to democratic values, credible competition, and equal opportunity for all aspirants, while decisively addressing the shortcomings that have characterized previous internal electoral processes. The party recognizes the necessity to rebuild, reorganize, and reposition through credible and merit-based elections of dedicated, competent, and principled officers to manage its affairs at all levels. The objective being to secure victory in the 2028 general elections. And the party is cognizant of the decisive step taken in its rebuilding agenda by electing its presidential candidate for the 2028 general elections. Therefore, it finds it imperative to proceed deliberately and strategically in establishing robust, coherent, and sustainable structures for the elections of party officers from polling stations level through the electoral area, constituency, and external branches to the regional and national levels. Now, therefore, the New Patriotic Party, at its meeting of the NEC and National Council, hereby enact and adopt these rules and regulations for the conduct of the party's internal elections at all levels of the party. Registration of members. The National Executive Committee and the National Council of the New Patriotic Party has directed that prior to the commencement of the party internal elections, for the elections of party executives from polling station level to the national level, a comprehensive registration of party members shall be undertaken, which are stated in the timelines. Accordingly, the period from 1st to 31st March 2026 has been designated for this critical exercise. This registration exercise constitutes a fundamental pillar of the party's internal electoral process and is intended to ensure accuracy, credibility, and integrity in the conduct of the forthcoming elections. Pursuant to Article 3 of the MPP Constitution as amended, the registration of members shall be conducted at respective polling stations where members ordinarily cast their ballot during national elections. To facilitate this exercise, the party shall dispatch official membership register to all polling stations, and those who already have the register are supposed to continue with the register. These registers shall be made available at designated venues during polling station meetings, where members are required to personally record their names and relevant details. The key word is the registration can only take place at polling station meetings. So nobody can sit in his home or a home to compile this list. This list shall be compiled at polling station meetings. So when there is no polling station meetings, then registration cannot also take place, and the party will strictly monitor and make sure the right thing is done. All party members are therefore strongly urged to proceed to their respective polling stations within the stipulated period to have their names duly captured in the polling station membership register. For the avoidance of doubt, only members whose details are duly entered into the official membership register at the polling station shall be eligible to vote or to contest in the forthcoming polling station elections. Failure to participate in this one-month membership registration exercise shall automatically disqualify a member from voting or contesting in the party's internal elections. This registration exercise is mandatory and indispensable to the successful conduct of the party's internal democratic process. So what it means is that even if you have party card, you still have to go to your polling stations to take part in the registration exercise. Without that, you cannot take part in the polling station elections. And as General Secretary, as a registered member of the party, I will go to my polling station to register so that I can take part in the voting exercise at my polling station. The Constituency Secretariat, comprising the Constituency Secretary, Constituency Organizer, Deputy Secretary, Research and Elections Officer, and IT Officer, shall, under the supervision of the respective Constituency Executive Committee, key in the details of all polling station members into the party's membership management system. But where we have a sitting member of parliament, the sitting member of parliament shall nominate a representative to be part of the data entry team. Polling stations meetings, as I indicated. All polling stations meetings are supposed to happen within the month of March, and at least every polling station is supposed to have one meeting every week. At least in the course of the week, you are supposed to have one meeting. Every registered party member is required to at least one of such meetings at his or her respective polling station. Where polling stations are organized in clusters, joint meetings may be held for the purposes of coordination and efficiency. Notwithstanding this arrangement, each polling station shall maintain a separate membership register and records, which must not, under any circumstances, be merged with those of another polling station. You agree with me that in some places you have one center having multiple polling centers, polling station A, polling station B, but they are all in one center. So to organize polling station meeting, to be difficult to have one polling station meeting from the other because they are all found in one place. So it is allowed for those polling stations in that center, what we refer to as cluster, to hold one polling station. But in so doing, at the point of registration, they must take the voter's ID card to register each member in their polling station register. And that is very important. Venues and times for all polling station meetings within each constituency shall and officially be published by the Constituency Executive Committee before the start of the registration. So before 1st of March, it's the duty of the Constituency Executive Committee to furnish National Party with the list of the venue and times of all polling station meetings in their respective constituencies. It is important that as a party, before one is able to take part in our elections, the person must be a member of good standing. And therefore, payment of dues is very important and crucial to our parties. So members who want to pay their dues are advised to go through the following means. You can dial star 920 star 270 hash on all networks. Star 920 star 270 hash on all networks to pay your membership dues, or you can also do same on the NPP mobile app. Attendance at every polling station shall be properly recorded, and all members present shall sign or thumbprint at the attendance register accordingly. Now to the rules and regulations for polling station elections. Ladies and gentlemen, the polling station elections shall be supervised by a representative appointed by the Regional Steering Committee and the Constituency Executive Committee. The representative from the Regional Steering Committee shall be the chairperson for the polling station supervision committee. The National Secretariat shall have oversight responsibility over the conduct of the polling station elections at each constituency. Polling station elections shall be conducted by a 3-member polling station elections committee across the constituency within the scheduled time or scheduled dates. So what it means is that once the regional representative and the constituency executive committee meet, they are supposed to form the polling station elections committee. They are the ones who are supposed to conduct the elections, while the regional and the constituency executive committee will provide the supervisory role. They are supposed to supervise the elections. The polling station election committee for each constituency, as I indicated, shall be appointed by the constituency executive committee and the regional steering committee, provided that those who are supposed to be members of the polling station election committee must be those who reside in the constituency and vote in the constituency. In constituencies where the party has a sitting member of parliament, the MP shall nominate one representative out of the 3-member polling station elections committee. So let's take note of it. Let's take note of it. Where we have a sitting member of parliament, the MP shall nominate one representative out of the 3-member polling station elections committee. The Constituency Executive Committee shall furnish the Regional Steering Committee and the National Secretariat with the list of the polling station elections committee at least 1 week before the opening of nomination for polling station elections. As we have indicated, polling station elections, we will open nominations. Before we open the nominations, those who are going to conduct the polling station elections, who are to be appointed by the Constituency Executive Committee, that list should be furnished by the committee to the National Secretariat even before we open nominations. In selecting the members of the polling station elections committee, the criteria shall be that 1, a person can be a senior party member, former party executive, former MMDC, former member of parliament, former parliamentary candidate, serving or former assembly member, or former government appointees, and an opinion leader in the constituency. These are the area or the pool from which the Constituency Elections Supervisory Committee can appoint the members of the polling station election committee from. Again, all polling station elections committee shall not conduct more than 10 polling station elections without the prior approval of the National Secretariat. So what it means is that those 3-member committee that has been appointed as polling station elections committee, they can only conduct elections for 10 polling stations, only 10 polling stations. Outside the 10, they have to get clearance from the National Secretariat. Most importantly also, members of the polling station elections committee shall not be eligible to contest in the polling station elections, electoral area, or constituency executive committee elections. What it means is that if you harbor any interest to become a polling station executive, electoral area executive, or constituency officer, you cannot directly be part of this exercise. You cannot be a member of the polling station elections committee, because once you have an interest, you cannot be part of this committee. We don't want any interest in this process. The polling station elections committee shall adopt the venue for polling station meetings as venue for the conduct of the polling station elections within the time frame approved by the National Council. What it means is that the polling station elections committee are supposed to conduct the polling station elections at the venue where the polling station meetings are held. So therefore, you cannot choose a different venue. You cannot use someone's house, you cannot use someone's place to do the polling station election, or let that place the venue for the polling station meeting. All this is important to ensure that there is credibility and transparency in the conduct of the polling station elections. Then the venue and dates for the polling station elections must be widely published by the polling station election committee at least 4 days to the scheduled date for the elections. So if there is going to be a polling station, the notice must be given at least 4 days before the polling station elections are conducted. And voting shall be conducted between 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. Again, it is important that the polling station election committee, for them to conduct any polling station elections, they can only do so within the hours of 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. The voting shall be by ballot or head count where there are 2 or more aspirants, and by acclamation where there is only 1 aspirant. Again, the nomination fee, anyone who wants to contest at the polling station election shall pay 10 Ghana cedis. 10 Ghana cedis for the forms. You know, we are very considerate and we understand the hardship that Ghanaians are going through. So at least we need to sympathize with those who are aspiring to contest for positions. Another important point that we need to also take note of is that nomination forms can be or shall be acquired from the polling station elections committee or at the constituency secretariat at the cost of 10 cedis as I indicated. The forms can also be downloaded from the party's website, www.newpatrioticparty.org, where an aspiring polling station executive downloads the forms from the website. He or she shall pay the required 10 cedis at the to the polling station elections committee upon submission of the completed form. And where an aspirant is unable or is denied the opportunity to file his nomination or her nomination at the polling station elections committee, he or she may, through a petition, file his nomination at the constituency, regional, or national secretariat. An aspiring polling station executive shall be nominated by 1 person and seconded by 2 registered members of the party, all of whom shall be party members in good standing at the polling station. So therefore, if you want to contest for any position at the polling station, you have to be nominated by 1 person and seconded by 2 registered members at the polling station whose names are in the register. The polling station election committee shall receive the completed nomination form from each aspiring polling station executive. The polling station elections committee again shall be responsible for vetting all aspiring polling station executives in the polling stations.
You were the General Secretary of the NPP, Justin Frimpong Kodia, announcing modalities and dates for the NPP's internal election, starting from the polling station level to the national level. That's been another exciting edition of Eyewitness News that came to you live from our studios here in Accra. My name is Sami Wiafe. Earlier you heard Ejibi Wiafe Kente, show produced by Beverly London, Kwabena Wilson, and Juliana Odame. Technical assistant Desmond Nyako. Till we come your way again tomorrow, may the good Lord be with us all.
Citi News. We speak first.